Personally, when I think of intercultural learning, it's not only studying with people from different cultures, but also respecting and learning a little bit more about them. So be it their traditions, their language, their food, culture, or anything. It's basically an opportunity to kind of embrace diversity and learn to interact with people from all kinds of backgrounds.
What comes to mind for me is that intercultural learning is basically learning about a culture that's different from one's own. So as an Irish citizen, I wouldn't be as much aware of Japanese culture as, say, a Japanese person would be. So I think intercultural learning, it's basically like broadening your horizons on different cultures, different languages, different ways of life. And through that, you can kind of gain a better awareness of, the life you're living, the life other people are living as well. So that basically is what comes to mind for me when I think about intercultural learning.
The first thing that comes to my mind when I think of intercultural learning is, as it is in the word, it's learning from other people, and especially how their culture, their background is allowing them to assess different situations and different scenarios. So like the theory of the grasshopper. So the grasshopper is considered a pest in the United States, it's considered a pet in China, and in Thailand it's considered an appetizer. So that's just how, on a basic level, like how, culture can impact even the most simplest of concepts.
So I have been in a classroom before pre-COVID and post-COVID, right? And most of the tutorials and everything, they're being run on Zoom now. I saw that initially, a lot of students were hesitant in speaking up in a classroom, because they were supposed to speak up in front of, let's say, 5 or 10 different people. And not every student, every personality would speak up in class. But now, just the simple option of the chat thing, where you don't really have to worry a lot about your accent, right? Or the way that probably the teacher, will they understand you or not? You can just type it out. I think that has worked really well.
I guess the small things that they could try and do is introduce more diverse examples in lectures. To say, as a science student, I learned a lot about cystic fibrosis, which is one of the most prevalent diseases in Ireland. But maybe kind of identifying a similar example, which is more prevalent in a different part of the world. Maybe something like that, where you kind of introduce a small idea, and that eventually leads to a discussion and a general talk about the culture or the country. So that's always a very nice way to start a conversation and kind of help get a more intercultural aspect.
I think it should be talked about more. And I know, like, even if it's something as simple as, let's say, we're doing like a group project in commerce or something. Or, okay, for example, in commerce, there's a lot of, write a report on this particular company. Like, write a report on this company. And most of the companies tend to be maybe like American companies or tend to be like Irish companies. Like, how about we pick a really popular company in Africa, or a really big corporation in, India, or how about another company in China. Just so you have to go out and seek that information.
Personally, I think that exposure to other cultures to students is extremely, extremely important, because intercultural learning truly teaches you the value of empathy. And you kind of learn to understand and appreciate people from different cultures. And it really opens your eyes in a way that helps you be more open-minded and accepting of different people. So I think learning about other people's cultures and just who they are as a person really helps you learn more about the world in general.
Yeah, so I think it's very important, at least for me personally. It helps me understand my culture better. It helps me critique my culture better and learn newer things and better things, perhaps sometimes, a better way of doing certain things from different cultures. So I think it's very important for student as well as a person and human being.
I certainly believe intercultural development is a 21st century skill. It is commonplace now in many multinational organizations, and therefore having this grounding and this knowledge is only going to benefit you when you're working in those teams. It'll help you build up relationships with people from around the world and work more effectively as part of teams. So it will benefit me in future employment.